Hi everybody, my name is John Cosgrove and this is a Climbing for Beginners podcast. In this edition we're going to be looking at belaying, so taking in slack, holding a fall and lowering off your climber. Firstly is choosing a belay plate. There are three main types of belay plate: standard passive, auto locking and auto blocking. For this tutorial we're going to be using a standard passive device and this one is the DMM Bug. The reason for choosing a standard passive device over the others is because this is probably the most widely used and it's used both indoors and outdoors for trad and for sport climbing. Okay, so the first section is about attaching to the rope. To attach your belay plate to the rope, take a bite of rope like this and feed it through the belay plate one of the holes, like this. It's important to remember that the rope going to the climber should be coming out of the top of the plate and the dead rope should be coming out the bottom of the plate. Then take a screw gate carabiner, clip it through the rope and the device and then attach it to your harness and make sure you screw it up nice and tight.
So, to recap and show you nice and close up, firstly, take a bite of rope and feed it through one of the holes on your belay plate. It should look like this. Then, take your screw gate carabiner and clip it through both the rope and the belay plate. Then attach this to your harness. It is important to remember to always check the screw gate is done up before you belay. The finished product should look like this.
Okay, so the purpose of a belay plate is to create friction in the system so that we can hold a climber in the event of a fall. And as you can see, by attaching the belay plate to our harness, we've already created one bend in the system. However, this is not enough friction to hold a climber in the event of a fall. So to create more friction, what we need to do is hold the rope in the lock-off position. So both hands on the dead rope, nice and low by your waist. And as you can see, we've now created two bends in the system.
So, again, if we take a look at this nice and close up, you can see that the rope now forms an S shape. This helps the belay plate to create friction. It is very important to remember that when in the lock-off position, both hands should remain on the dead rope, and at least one hand should be on the dead rope at all times.
So, now we know how to lock off the rope, we will look at how to belay a moving climber. As you can see, as the climber moves up the wall, slack is created in the rope, and it's the job of the belayer to remove this slack. So to do this, we feed the rope through the belay plate by bringing one hand up to the live rope, which pulls down, and the hand on the dead rope pushes out, like so. You then return your hand to your waist and swap them over so you can reset the move.
Once again, from close up, we can see the move in detail. With one hand on the live rope and one hand on the dead rope, use a push-pull motion. Then return the dead rope to the lock-off position to safeguard your climber. Bring both hands back down to the dead rope in the lock-off position to reset the move.
So, now that your climber has reached the top of the climb, it is the belayer's job to lower them safely to the ground. When the climber reaches the top of the climb, they will say take. That is the cue for the belayer to take in all the slack from the system and hold the climber at the top. The belayer then says OK to let the climber know they can lean away from the wall, and then the belayer has to start lowering them down, which is done like this by feeding the rope back through the belay plate.
Subtle hand movements are needed to lower your climber smoothly and safely to the ground. A good way of practicing is with the climber close to the ground, or with a second person holding the dead rope for added safety. It is recommended that you seek professional guidance when learning to belay. For some more handy hints and tips, try rock climbing essential skills and techniques. Thanks for watching.